Hey guys, my name is Cassandra Gomez, and I'm going to read to you what I can from Chapter 1 of the book Mercy by Jodi Picoult. Here we go. In the moments before, she laid a hand on his arm. "No matter what," she said, giving him a look, "you cannot stop." He turned away. "I'm not sure I can even start." She brought his hands to her lips, kissed each finger. "If you don't do it," she said simply, "who will?" For a long time, while they sat side by side, staring out a streaked window at the town neither of them knew very well, he watched her breathing pattern in the reflection of the glass, and tried to slow his own heart until they were equally matched. The quiet dulled his sense, so that he became fixated on the clock beside the bed. He would not blink, he told himself, until the next minute fled into the last. With a fury that surprised him, he turned his face into the bow of her neck, trying to commit a memory, his softness, and the smell. He said, "I love you." She smiled, the little curving in her mouth. "Now," she said, "you don't think I know that?" In the end, she had struggled. He wore the scratches like a brand, but he had held the pillow to her face, calmed by the whispering in the ear. "My love," he had said, "I'll be with you as soon as I can." At the words, her arms had fallen away, and then it was over. He buried his face in his shirt and started himself the very slow processing of dying. For the 100th time that day, Cameron McDonald, Chief Police of Woolbach, Massachusetts, closed his eyes and dreamed of the bay at Biscay. If he had it just right, the thermal silence in the station, the afternoon light dancing over the corner of the sacred death, he could make himself believe. There was no Smith and Wesson jabbed into the side. There was no mountain pass outside the window. Hell, maybe he wasn't even Cameron McDonald anymore. He opened his mind as wide as he could and let himself tumble into the beautiful blue of it. He blinked his eyes, expecting the bobbing shoreline of Press, or the sweet scent of Lorry Valley that you could carry in your pocket when you were within a reasonable distance. But he found himself staring at the pale face of Hannah, the secretary at the police station. "Here's the file," she said. He was indicted. She turned to leave, but stopped for a moment, with her hands on the door. "You sure you're not coming down with something, Cam?" Cam shook his head. As much to clear it as to convince Hannah, he smiled at her. Much if he didn't, he knew she'd be on the phone with Allie within half an hour. His wife would have drinking a tea made of nettle roots or a feverfew. He put the file down, glancing longingly at Gale's Foreign Guide catalog for public safety equipment, inside which he stuffed a travel magazine. Hannah was right. There was something wrong with him. It was the same thing that happened every year when he returned to Wheelock, as he was expected, to become police chief after his father's death. He was suffering from wanderlust, complicated by the tension of knowing that he was rooted to his town by something as simple as a name.